Good afternoon, everyone. We're back. Episode 2. Well, episode 1.5. The post-match deep dive will be out tomorrow at 1 o'clock, so make sure you tune in for that one. But we're live. Bolton versus Cambridge. What a game. A tough game, there's no denying. I think Everett acknowledged that in his pre-match interview. He acknowledged the fact that Cambridge on their own turf aren't as bad as what perhaps the league table suggests they are. You know, they've won over half of the games that they have on their pitch, that they've played on their pitch. And so, you know, an away trip to the Abbey Stadium isn't going to be a walkover for the lads. Just looking at the lineups, and it looks like we've gone for it, which is nice to see. We've got a midfield two of not MJ, Morley and Dempsey. So, you know, perhaps a little bit more intensity and aggression to be played through that midfield, which is positive. And I think that's what we've perhaps been lacking, some urgency and some, you know, control in that midfield. We are just 13 minutes away from kickoff. And yeah, let me know if you're in the stream what you think the score is going to be today. I'm leaning towards perhaps it's tough. On average, Cambridge concede double the amount of goals that Bolton do per game. And so just looking at it, and they've only kept 2 clean sheets all season. I just worry that with our current record and prowess in front of goal, is there a chance that this has got a 0-0 draw written all over it? Who knows? I'm going to say a 2-0 Wanderers win. And I say that with a lot of hope. So we will have to see how things go. If you are watching, make sure to leave a like on the stream and drop a follow on our socials. You know, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel over at the Fanzone Pod. Apologies, I'm actually a little bit ill today. I'm not quite sure what's going on. John Daddy misses out through illness as well. That's potentially quite a loss to the side. Bakayoko comes in to replace him with Charles alongside him and Kachunga in at the number 10 role. Some exciting things perhaps to come from those three. We can only hope. Let's see if we can get this stream out. Alex says up the whites. Alex, indeed. That is what we love to see. What do you think the score's going to be today, Alex? Are you confident that we'll come away with a win? What are you thinking? You know, anyone who's in the stream, let us know what score you think it's going to be today. I've gone for a 2-0 Wanderers win. Perhaps that's a little ambitious given the results as of late, or the performances as of late, but who knows? We shall see. 3-1 Bolton. You know, who knows? Who knows with this Bolton side? We've proved that we're capable of scoring goals. Perhaps not. I mean, even in October, we've proven that we can score goals. There's just been a real lack of consistency with that ability in front of goal. First goal scorer, Alex. Who do you reckon? I think for me, I've got a feeling Charles is gonna get something today, and I hope he does. A nice goal from open play would do him the world of good. I've got Dion Charles and Aaron Morley to score for me, I think. I got a Charles and Morley. Colin says 4-0. Who's that to? I hope that's to Bolton. Slightly more optimistic than myself. 4-0. What a scoreline that'd be. Let us know who's that to. I should hope it's a Bolton win. I would feel awfully sorry for the away fans at the Abbey Stadium today if we fell subject to a 4-0 defeat. I can imagine there'd be a certain unhappy Chris Dawson on the way home tonight. 9 minutes to go until kick-off at the Abbey Stadium. 2-0 Wanderers win. We've got a 3-1, and that's going to be tossed at his first, Dempsey and Charles. We would love that indeed. We would love that. It's been a long time coming, that Santos goal. It's surprising, really, when you think about it, that he hasn't got a goal so far. I think he had one ruled out, perhaps for offside, I think it was. Perhaps that as the significant contribution to that, I would imagine, is our inability from set pieces. We certainly aren't renowned for quality in that area. But perhaps today will be his day. Dempsey, capable of scoring. He had a great game against Wickham when he played alongside Morley in that midfield. And Charles, although the results might not have shown it, he's got his name on the scoreboard here and there. So perhaps he can get involved today. That's a 4-0 Bolton prediction. That is ambitious, but that's what we're here to do. What goal scorers have you got in that 4-0? Perhaps even Bradley might get his name on the goal sheet today, you know. There is always that option. We've got a good attacking outlet down that right-hand side in Bradley. Perhaps overused a little at times. It becomes a bit predictable, but we shall see what that brings us today. 7 minutes now till kick-off. Looks like some of the subs are coming out onto the bench. Players are lined up in the tunnel, getting ready to come out. The Abbey Stadium looks relatively full. I believe we sold out our allocation of away tickets, which is fantastic support as always. Chris and Angela, the other hosts of this podcast, are down there supporting the lads. Meanwhile, I'm back up here watching from home, unfortunately. Colin says Dion ×2, Iredale and Backer. A goal for Iredale on his return to Cambridge. That'd be exciting. I'm sure he would appreciate that. Dion with 2. He's got the ability. Will today be his day? Who knows? Backer. Again, he got a good goal against Burton, which I think spurred us on to go and get the comeback. So perhaps today he can make an impact and claim his spot in the starting 11 next week. Who knows? I'm watching on iFollow. So yeah, I think you've got to have a VPN to watch the game, which is a little bit of a faff, but they're not too difficult. I'm using NordVPN on my iPad, so I can just tune into a certain location and then go on iFollow and watch the game, because the away games aren't on iFollow for UK residents, so you've got to change your location. I might have it showing on a dodgy stick. I don't know, to be honest. But no, I've got it on iFollow today. 5 minutes till kick-off. I think it'll be a good game today. Cambridge, sit just outside of the bottom 4. They've lost 10 so far this season compared to Bolton's 5. And like I said before, Cambridge have only really managed to get 2 clean sheets all season, which really isn't a great stat. But when you compare that to them winning half of their games at home this season, that sort of balances it out. So yeah, it's a game that could definitely go either way today, that's for sure. Let me know what you think the outcome of today's game will be if you are in the stream. I'm going to have to get a tissue because I am very, very ill today. Same as John Daddy Bodvarsson. misses out today through an illness. Declan John, again, not making an appearance today. Ian Evatt talked about some exits in January, and he said there is likely to be players that have missed out on game time this season that are looking to move on. Declan John looks rather likely he may well be one of them, especially with Owen Beck's arrival. That could have been premeditated. John might have already expressed some frustration at not getting out on the pitch as much, but who knows. But it certainly looks like he's been pushed down the pecking order with Beck's arrival, and Iredale sort of claiming his place in the team sheet on a regular basis. A good number, it looks like, of Bolton Wanderers fans there at the Abbey Stadium today, supporting in our numbers as always. And like I said, if you are watching along at home, let us know what you think the score might be today. The lads are just walking out now, I think in preparation for the remembrance. All three, I believe, of the match officials today, have served. There's something I saw about that on Twitter. I'm not sure of the finer details of it. Also saw that I think the referee today isn't quite highly regarded amongst the EFL. Numerous fans, I think, commented on a few of his performances and said, quite a few saying he was the worst referee they've had all season. And I mean, we've had our fair share of them, haven't we? So today might be another game. It looks like a tough old game is lined up for us today. We will have to wait and see. There will be, of course, a minute's silence before the game today. Hopefully some encouragement today from the likes of Morley and Dempsey reclaiming their spot in midfield after arguably some poor performances from both MJ and Thomason. There's the option there for them to make a claim in their team and make a stance. Whether they'll live up to the expectation and play the way that we know they can is a different story, of course. But we can only hope. Morley starting can only be a positive. Well, it looks like a positive sort of attempt in the game. Also, we know Morley's quite a progressive midfielder. Dempsey too, more so. And then I think MJ and Thomason. So it's good to see that there's been, some shuffling around, possibly in an attempt to really go for the game today and put some pressure on a Cambridge team that, seem to leak goals. Whether that's the outcome or not, we'll have to wait and see. But there is definitely reason for us to be excited and confident about the outcome of today's game, that's for sure. The minute silence is about to commence here at the Abbey Stadium. And there we go. A minute's silence concludes. And I allow the boys to do some pre-match sprints. Looks like they will potentially swap sides. I think the referee was indicating there, yeah. Bolton will shoot towards the away fans in the first half. Hopefully some excitement to come in the first half for those Wanderers in the away end. Who knows? Looks like it will be Cambridge to get things underway. Trafford goes and have a word with the referee before the game. May have to turn off Twitter notifications from Bolton's Twitter because they're just a little bit in front of us. Let's go and see. Turn those off. It's going to be Bolton to get us underway. Kachunga will take from the halfway line. It is 4 armed forces personnel taking charge of the game today. On today's remembrance fixture. Seemed to be well observed by the fans in the stadium, which of course you expect. And we're underway now at the Abbey Stadium. Who knows what today will hold? Hopefully a positive result for the Wanderers. I think we're well in debt of a good performance and a good result. So hopefully today can bring that as Iredale picks up a long throw-in just inside the Cambridge half. I feel like we've not really seen much of this long throw-in that we know Iredale has. There always seems to be an option to just offload the ball short. Maybe we could make better use of that long throw. I know obviously there are a few teams in this league that we have seen have done it. And, you know, fair play to them. For quite a few of them, it's worked. I'm not sure it exactly lines up with Evert's brand of football, but might be something we could look to see more of. According to my stream, it says there's 6 of us currently sat in the stream. Let us know what you think the score will be today. So far, we've had a 4-0 Bolton win, a 3-1 Bolton win, and myself, I've gone for a 2-0 Bolton win with Morley and Dempsey to bag the goals. Let us know what you think the outcome of today's game will be. We've got everything crossed that it'll be a positive one. Cambridge picked the ball up for a throw-in deep inside our half. Kachunga gives away a foul. Well, we say a foul, it doesn't really. It looked a bit soft, but it's one of those, isn't it? Free kick over on the right. It's floated in. Trafford claims that with relative ease. It's caused too much of a problem for him. Santos gives it to Bradley. Cut back, he's done well to be fair. And we'll look to recycle possession. It's back in the feet of Trafford. Probably less control than Bolton would have liked in the opening couple of minutes. Seemed to be a rhythm sort of getting into swing now. Santos fires a long ball towards Bradley. Does well to win it, to be fair to him. And it goes out of play for a Bolton throw-in after some good pressing from, I think, perhaps that was Charles. That away end looks absolutely packed today. The notorious huge Bolton Wanderers shirt. I'm not quite sure where that's come from. I remember seeing it at one away game, and it seems to just follow the club around now. But you can see that just at the front of the away end. It's a long throwing into the box. Unfortunate to not come away with it. A bit of confusion from Iredale and Gethin Jones as they run into each other. Bradley picks it up just inside of our half. Some good movement so far, what we've seen. It's only been, 4 minutes, but a better start than I think we've seen in other games this season. Appeals for a foul, waved away by the referee. I think this start is important. We've far too often been a team that is under the cosh to begin with, and it's cost us. Ian Everett said in a post-match interview today, he acknowledged actually that a lot of the reason we were losing games is because we found ourselves trailing very early on, and he mentioned that the lads need to stop conceding the first goal. And he mentioned the stat that when we've gone in front in our last 32 games, or out of the last 32 games where we've gone in front, we have won 29 and drawn 3, lost none, which is at any level quite an impressive stat, and shows just what we're capable of when we find ourselves in a comfortable position. Cambridge fire the ball into the box. It goes out for a corner kick. Apparently we still have tweets turned on from Bolton, which we need to turn off. Well defended from Santos, following his man. Excuse me. Cambridge corner kick. Big part of the game, set pieces. Not one that we are filled with much quality in, unfortunately. Ball still in Cambridge's possession. It's just out for a throw-in now. It's a high ball into the box. I think Jones gets underneath it. As Bradley break, played it on Kachunga. Does well to bring it under control. And it's a good challenge. Out for a Bolton throw-in. Quickly taken by Kachunga. Unfortunate to not come away with anything there was Jones. Some good movement so far. It's out to Bradley on the far side. He puts a ball into the box. Oh, tell you what, he wasn't far off. Iredale picks it up. Oh, unlucky there. Good start. That's it's a shot inside 7 minutes, which I'm not sure we've seen in quite a while. It wasn't on target. At least it didn't look like it was. I can't really make out whether it took a deflection. Oh, it was actually Bakayoko who tried heading it home and couldn't quite get onto it. I think it was an Iredale effort towards goal. Oh no, it's actually gone out for a corner. It looks like Iredale will take it. Now, what we don't want to do is just start off all right for the first 10 minutes and then fall apart just before half time. It's claimed by the Cambridge goalkeeper with no problem at all. Unfortunate. Just have to keep popping off to blow my nose. I'm really feeling under the weather. That's a Cambridge free kick awarded by the referee. Wasn't quite sure what for. I think he was indicating for a push in the back there, but can't be sure. So ball into the box. It's caught by Trafford. Didn't look too dangerous for him. And Bolton can look to start from the back again. With Johnston back to Trafford. Just looking to control the flow of the game, which they seem to have done well so far. They look, well in their stride. Don't look too flustered. They look composed. Bradley picks it up, shifts it out to Bakayoko on the right. Comes back inside to Dempsey on the edge of the box. Could look to shoot here, and he does. It's deflected away. And that's a foul given away just to slow down that Cambridge counter-attack. Johnston does well there. Probably what they would call the professional foul. Doesn't get booked for it, which is always a bonus. He's done all right there. It's another, it's another shot. Like I said, it was deflected away, but inside 10 minutes, that's 2 shots. We usually get to half-time without having any or creating anything of note, and we haven't been too far away on a couple of occasions now. The long ball from Cambridge. Not really troubling that Bolton back line. Bakayoko picks up, marauding through into the Cambridge half. Everett seems furious on the touchline, and there is a potential of him being booked. I think Everett was complaining about a foul on Kachunga, which looks like it has been given anyway. Everett just visibly frustrated that it wasn't given sooner, perhaps. I'm not sure. Perhaps appealing for a booking. The third official has just given him a calm talking to. Not the first time we've seen that this season. And definitely not the last we will see it either. Morley will take the free kick just inside the Cambridge half in front of Everett on the in the dugout. It's a short ball from Morley out wide to Dion Charles. It's well played, actually. Dempsey will pick it up. Loose ball to Morley, who has to work for it. It's a floated ball from Iredale. Can't quite find Bradley. It does now, but it's out for a throw-in. Apologies there, just blowing my nose again. It's a loose ball won back by Iredale. Well pressed, you have to say. Johnston not quite able to make anything out of it though. Cambridge with a very high clearance away. Pressed by Backer, who wins the ball back. Not quite. Trafford sweeping, as we've seen him do many times this season, across those loose balls that come just behind the Bolton defence. He's very quick off his line. Seems to have a very good idea. There's just a bit of gruffle between Cambridge's Jones and Kachunga here. It looks like Kachunga was actually thrown to the floor. The referee is going to give them both a talking to and insists the other players leave him to it. I'm not quite sure what happened there. We're going to get it on a replay. Kachunga appeared to just press him, and you have to say, Jones has just absolutely manhandled him to the floor. I'd be very surprised if nobody's seen that. It should be a booking. And it looks like it will be, which is, fair play to the officials. They usually seem to miss them. Looks like Kachunga's been given a booking as well, which is a strange decision, really. I can imagine that would only be because of Kachunga's reaction to the foul, but Jones is really... I think, if Kachunga doesn't have that reaction, then the officials probably wave it away and say it wasn't that big of a deal, and both of them go unpunished. A little bit harsh on Kachunga. Bakayoko picks up on the edge of the box, gives it to Dempsey, fires it out to Kachunga again, who seems to be getting involved quite a lot so far this half. So ball into the box by Charles, won by Morley, cleared away. Only as far as Morley on the edge of the box though, and looks like it'll go out for a goal kick. A wayward effort, you have to say, but an effort all the same. Very surprising that Kachunga came away with the yellow there. Very surprising indeed. And Cambridge will have a goal kick, just inside 15 minutes. Just looking to sort of trouble him a bit more with the chances that we are creating. Just look to get it on target. Cambridge picked the ball up on the edge of our box. Looking for the cross. They find it. It's a shot on goal, but Trafford is there. Looked in no danger of ever going into the back of the net there. Well held on to by Trafford. Morley looking to spark something just inside Bolton's half. Possession sent long by Santos, but won by Cambridge and sent out for a Bolton header. Bolton throwing. Got them all over the place today. Bradley will pick it up on this right hand side though. Some tidy play by Kachunga. Good ball by Morley under pressure. He's done well there. Just remaining calm and composed in possession here, Bolton. Given away, as I say that. Charles couldn't quite make the header. Trafford picked it up. But again, possession's given away rather unnecessarily there. Cambridge will just take their time. Looking to slow the game down a little bit by the looks of things. As the goalkeeper picks the ball up. Header won by Morley. Chased down by Bakayoko. Forces an awkward clearance from the centre half. And it's out for what looks like a Bolton corner. No, Cambridge goal kick. Skewed clearance there from Cambridge. Becker did well, putting him under pressure and forced an error in the clearance. Just couldn't quite capitalise on it once he'd won the ball back. Just outside 15 minutes, 16 minutes played. If you are in the stream, make sure to drop a like. Subscribe to the channel on YouTube if you're watching over here. You can also follow our socials using the banner below. You can have a look at some of those. Plenty of content out there on Twitter at the minute. A little bit on TikTok as well. Dread to think what it looks like I'm doing on stream, but I can assure you I am just blowing my nose. It's that time of year, clearly. Ball's put out of touch for a Cambridge throw-in, deep inside Bolton's half. Looks like there'll be a long throw as Cambridge go to grab the towel. It will be a long throw-in. Plenty of teams looking to make use of this long throw-in. Santos cleared away. Charles knocked it a little bit further out. It's a long ball into the box, but go out of play. Bolton Wanderers goal kick. Cambridge yet to trouble Bolton. They've had a few chances, but nothing really of note. A few wayward balls into the box. There was that one effort on target that really didn't seem to trouble Charles. Santos seemed to just hoof the ball out of possession. It seems frustrated, visibly frustrated with Jones that he didn't run down his flank and give him an option. Santos picks up again, and it's fired out over towards Everett in the dugout. Goes out of play. Everett just having words. Bakayoko putting himself about, making himself a physical presence. It's another Cambridge throwing in a similar area to the last one. The game seems to have just gone a little bit loose, with neither side really taking much control. As another free kick goes Cambridge's way. It's Kachunga this time who's giving away the foul. Already on a yellow. He's just got to be careful. Albeit his first yellow was arguably undeserved. Can Cambridge work something up? Is a question. It's a long ball into the box. And it's sent out for a Cambridge corner kick. Plenty of long balls into the box here. Looks to be a recurring theme. It's a corner that's given away. A free kick is awarded to Trafford. He went to go and claim the ball and looked to get clattered by one of the Cambridge players. Doesn't look in too much discomfort though. Trafford will take his time with the goal kick. Bolton looking to just find some flow again in the game and regain that little bit of control that they'd found early on. Seems to have just slipped a little bit. Santos with a long ball. Not quite won by Kachunga, just couldn't get his head on it. And that's a foul given away by Gethin Jones. Another goal kick for Bolton. Cambridge just unable to create anything of note in the last few minutes. Not really troubling Trafford too much. Another long ball out from the back, this time from Johnston. It's flicked on by Bakayoko, who's won it. A good clearance, it must be said, from the Cambridge centre-half. It's out for a throw-in down on this near side. Given to Morley midfield. He finds Johnston. Plays a good ball into Backer. Dempsey picks up, looks to dink the ball. Not quite sure whether that was to the back post or in the net, but he has just put a little bit too much on it. And it's sent relatively wayward, it has to say. It looks like he just sort of stabbed at it a little bit. Just needed an extra touch there. Just slowing down, perhaps. or a ball on the floor back into the box. Header won by Johnston following the goal kick, and it's out for another throw-in. Just in front of Everett again. Well left by Jones as Trafford collects it. Looks like he's gone down with a case of cramp. Just smiling to the fans behind him, who I think may be jeering. Perhaps just looking to take the start out of the game as Cambridge found some sort of rhythm, winning a lot of fouls. The lads will go over and get a drink. Everett looks to be dishing out some instructions to his players, spurring them on for the remainder of this first half. Just over 20 minutes to play of normal time. And then, of course, we'll have added time as well. If you're watching the game at home, I'm watching this. Let me know what you make of it so far. Let me know how the game has panned out for you if you are watching it. If not, let me know how you think the game will go anyway. It's still a large chunk of time to be played, so let me know how you think today's match at the Abbey Stadium will go. Trafford back on his feet. The referee will drop him the ball. Bolton plays a little slow to get back into position. Johnston picks it up following a pass from Trafford. Kicks it against the Cambridge forward with a skew-whiff clearance. A little bit of back and forth in the middle of the park here. It's a long ball forward again from Cambridge that's flicked over, and it's looking dangerous. It's a floated ball into the box, which isn't going to cause us any trouble, and Dempsey heads away, and that's another throw-in. A little bit lacklustre in possession here, Bolton. Struggling to find feet a little bit, and another ball goes into the box, which is claimed by Trafford. Thrown out to Bradley on this near side. Can't quite bring it under control. He's won it back. Almost won it back. He's put out for a throw-in. Just got dispossessed following a bit of a heavy touch, and then only managed to put the ball out for a throw-in. Johnston fired away into the path of Cambridge's goalkeeper. Skewed clearance from Cambridge. Kachunga wins the ball, brings it down well and just turns inside of his man, but he's given away possession a little too easily there as Cambridge look to now break. It's an attempted ball into the box that is blocked by Johnston, and it's out for another throw-in. As a Cambridge forward has just lost his boot. Appears to be having a bit of difficulty untying his shoelaces. Cambridge will have another throw-in. Kachunga Did well to come inside of his first man, but dispossessed after he tried taking it around second. Couldn't quite come away with the ball that time. Thankfully, no immediate threat. But Cambridge do have a throw in, so let's see what they can do with this. Just inside the Bolton box. It's a long ball. Headed away by Dempsey, only as far as Cambridge, though. It's cleared away and it's back into the feet of Cambridge's goalkeeper. Just not falling into that same habit of losing that little bit of control we found in the first 10 minutes. As Iredale is forced into a clearance that falls into another Cambridge forward. Dempsey struggling, really struggling to get it away here, but you feel Bolton are really under the cosh. It's a long ball fired towards Kachunga. Can't quite come away with it. Does well though. Puts the ball out. Puts the man under pressure, but Cambridge are coming forward again. Dempsey got in the way this time. It falls to Iredale. Found some space to run into. Given to Kachunga. Tripped. And that's a foul given to Bolton. Just inside the Cambridge half. Clumsy foul for Cambridge to give away. Well drawn by Kachunga. Just need to settle this game down a little bit, it feels like. First 10, maybe 15 minutes, Bolton seem to have some rhythm. But Cambridge looking, you have to say, they're more likely team to score so far. In this last 15. Can Bolton change that now? With a ball into the box. Looks like it'll go out for a corner. Looked like an inviting ball, just not able to turn it in. Dangerous ball. Looks like it was heading for the path of George Johnston. And Iredale will take the corner. Set pieces are not our strong point, as we are all very much aware. Maybe we can convert something here now, though. Johnston fired off Cambridge defender, and it's out for another corner. Another set piece, and this time it looks like it'll be Morley to take. Will we see him convert? Iredale looks like he's going short, but it's fired into the box. It's a good boy, you have to say. Dempsey picks it up on this far side. Will float the ball back in. It's attempted to clear away by the Cambridge defender, and Jones puts it out for a goal kick. Unfortunately, not made better use of those set pieces. Something we've seen many times so far this season. An interesting comment made in Everett's pre-match interview. He said that the players on that field, instead of necessarily him telling them what to need to learn, how to play in certain games, they need to learn how to react to perhaps going behind, which we've seen on a few occasions. And when you think about, the group of lads that we have got are quite a young bunch. There are a few experienced heads in there, such as Kachunga. John Daddy has been around and had his fair share of games. But for the most part, it would be safe to say that this group of lads are quite young. So perhaps we are missing that little bit of, composure and experience, especially in the games where we go behind. Things seem to get a little bit sloppy and frustrated and desperate at times. Kachunga fires a ball towards Charles. Put the Cambridge team under pressure there. It's sent out for a Bolton throw-in, just in front of Everett again. Iredale will take. Short to Morley. Inside to Dempsey. Jones gives it back to Dempsey. Passes it out to Morley. Good ball to Charles. Lays it off for Iredale. He puts the ball into the box. It's a disappointing ball, it has to be said. And Cambridge look to counter now after possessions poorly conceded by Johnston, but it's very well played. But, well, we thought it was very well played by Dempsey, but he gave a foul away. Probably difficult to argue that it wasn't a foul. He did well to reclaim the possession the first time, and it got away from him, and he dived into a challenge. That'll be a yellow card for him. Not many complaints there. Perhaps a little bit of frustration. Trying too hard to win the ball back. The Cambridge man will require some treatment following that challenge. Play looks to be resuming slowly now, with a Cambridge free kick just inside the Bolton half. Not an area you'd be expecting much trouble to come from, must be said. It's a long ball over to the far side, but none of the Cambridge players can get something on it, and so it's out for a goal kick in favour of Bolton. The tempo seems to just have dropped slightly. As Cambridge seem to be creating slightly more than Bolton this half. As we win a thing just inside Cambridge half, which will be taken by Jones. Thrown inside to Backer. He makes himself available quite well, it has to be said. Pings it over to Iredale. Passed into Charles, who just can't quite get control of it. And falls to the floor. Trafford will pick that up. Slight clash of egos perhaps between Morley and Lancaster, I think he's called. Similar to the one between Kachunga beforehand. Morley looked like he was tripped. Morley wasn't very happy about it, and this time neither player will get booked. Which is interesting, really, because in that last challenge, Kachunga seemed to do no more than what Morley has done this time round, and yet Morley and the Cambridge lad have both gone unbooked, and yet Kachunga was booked alongside the Cambridge player last time. A little bit of inconsistency there, but that's nothing we're not used to. Cambridge throw in. It's a long one again. Cleared away by Kachunga, only as far as a Cambridge player. And that's no problem for Trafford, who fires a ball out to Bakayoko. looking to make something happen. It looked like a good ball. Cambridge defender has just got it. Apologies, I'm not familiar with their lineup, so I can't give you names. But it's resulted in a throw-in deep inside Cambridge's half for Bolton. Looks like Ida will take this and give Cambridge a taste of their own medicine with that long throw. Hopefully we create something a little bit more noteworthy than Cambridge have, though, so far. It is fired into the box. It's Kachunga on the edge of the... looks around in line with a penalty spot. It's an acrobatic effort, and it's not too far away. I think it was Santos who actually won the header, who flicked it back to Kachunga, and his acrobatic effort goes just over the bar. Didn't look too far away. Cambridge will get a goal kick following that effort. As a ball will go straight through to Trafford just about. Appeals for Trafford being outside of his box. Didn't look like it. I think his legs were, but his hands were firmly inside his box, and he's just been put under pressure, and the ball had been kicked out from under his hands by the Cambridge forward, who referee doesn't seem to be talking to. But does give the free kick in Trafford's favour. Headers flicked on by Bakayoko. Can't be won by a Bolton shirt, though. Santos fired down came. Morley does the same. Bit of head tennis going on. Doesn't love a bit of that. 0-0 so far in the first half, 40 minutes played. Neither team looking overly dangerous. Bolton, I think, in this last couple of minutes have been the better side, but Cambridge now coming forward. A strike on the edge of the box, and it's took a deflection, and it's just over. It'll be a Cambridge goal kick. Cambridge still showing signs that they're a threat, especially on the counter-attack. And in transition, especially if we give the ball away in transition, Cambridge are proving that they are capable of getting forward. Just a little reminder every now and then to Bolton that they can't get too careless. Corners sent into the box, cleared away by Kachunga. And it's out for a throw-in, which it will be safe to guess will probably be a long one. As he gets the towel, wipes the ball. And we'll look to send this into the box. There's a long throw-in. Cleared away by Bradley. Quite fortunately, it looked dangerous. Another corner conceded by Bolton. Cambridge, I think, looked to take it short, but there was enough pressure from Bolton. And they'll send it into the box. That'll be a goal kick. Cambridge looking relatively dangerous from set pieces, it must be said. Not quite able to steer that one goalwards, but as I said, just that reminder, ever present, that Cambridge can do damage. Bolton can't afford to switch off. Bradley wins a header. It falls into the path of Morley, who's dispossessed. And a long ball that will fall through into the path of Trafford, who will collect that with ease. Throws the ball out to Johnston, who can look to recycle possession and start again. Morley's found Iredale on that far side. Ball into the box. Bradley picks it up. Lots of Bolton shirts forward. Dempsey's on the edge of the box. He's come away with the ball. He's done very, very well. Bradley can't quite get a good ball into the box, though. As Cambridge look to counter. Well pressed by Jones, and he's dispossessed, and Morley picks the ball up just inside Bolton's half. Plays it back to Trafford. A good start there. Looked positive. A good effort from Bolton there. Just showing their ability to create. Iredale now on that far side again. Into Kachunga, back to Iredale. It's a good pull ball into the box, and it seems to be a similar story most weeks that final ball into the box on both wings actually just hasn't quite been up to scratch as of late. Iredale with some relatively poor crosses, just not finding a Bolton shirt. Probably too struggling to pick somebody out. Bradley running through on goal. Looks like he went for the handball. I don't actually think he touched it, and he has actually been booked. His hand was in the air. Perhaps the referee didn't have much choice, but the long ball from Johnston found its way over the Cambridge back line. And Bradley lifted his hand up towards the ball. I don't think he actually touched it, but he's been booked, which I think is a poor call from the referee. Out come the tissues again, because it is flu season apparently. Bakayoko brings the ball down well, just holds off his man, finds Iredale with a good ball, but Iredale again just rushing that pass forward, and it falls into the path of a Cambridge shirt. Fortunately, we've won it back. It's Iredale again who finds Kachunga. Morley sending a ball into Bakayoko, who's lost the header, but ball finds Santos, and we can start again. Bakayoko out towards Jones. Santos with a good ball into Charles, who does well to bring it under control. Wriggles past his man, chips the ball over to Bakayoko, and it's another acrobatic effort that I think has been given as offside anyway. But just a sign there that Bolton are capable. It was well played by Charles, it has to be said. He finds his way to his man and just chips the ball over the Cambridge defenders. Bakayoko with an overhead kick. Would have been a sensational effort if he wasn't offside and it went in. But unfortunately, he will get called for offside. 3 minutes of added time. 1.5 of those been played so far as Dempsey picks up the ball. Offloads it to Jones, who fires the ball forwards looking for Bakayoko. Does well, Bakayoko, and has done so far this half. A foul given away by Jones just inside the Bolton half, which looked a bit soft. The referee said he had his arms around the Cambridge man. Long ball fired towards that far side. I think Kachunga won the header, and it's out for another throw-in. As Cambridge rally to get the towel. It must go through a lot of those. Perhaps they've got a sponsorship with Dunelm or something. Long ball into the box. Cleared away by Iredale. Only as far as the Cambridge centre half, though. Trafford will eventually claim it. Fires a long ball to Bakayoko. It's a good throw-in. But the referee will blow his whistle for half-time. And it's half-time at the Abbey Stadium. Bolton 0, Cambridge 0. Neither team creating too much of note, nothing really too threatening. Really sort of back and forth sort of game. Cambridge, had a spell of 15 minutes looking like they were going to be the best team or the first team to score. Bolton, first 15 minutes, I think, looked like they were going to be the team to score first. And that sort of floated around for a while with Bolton just not quite managing to take control of the game like we've seen them normally do. However, we've gone into half time level. We aren't behind. We haven't really given anything away. Defensively sloppy. There have been a few occasions where we've been a little too easily dispossessed, shall we say? But really, nothing too worrying. No signs of us looking in any real danger, which is good to see, which is positive. I don't think throughout October we saw that very often in the first half at all. And so to be, still very much in the competition at halftime, to be level, unfortunately not ahead, but we haven't conceded, and that's the main part. I'm going to go and grab a drink, and we will be back with you when the second half starts. In just under 15 minutes time, I should say, and we'll be with you shortly. Don't go anywhere. We are back for the second half of today's action between Bolton and Cambridge United. 0-0 so far. Been a little bit disappointed. It'd be difficult to argue otherwise. Bolton just not really challenging the Cambridge goalkeeper. Trafford has been made to make 2 saves, albeit neither of those were really very significant. Whereas Cambridge United's goalkeeper hasn't really been called into action as of yet. So, slightly disappointing attacking output so far this half. We've created chances, but there has been numerous occasions where that final ball just hasn't quite been turned in. The reaction on Twitter seems to sort of mirror exactly what I've just said, really. Lots of fans disappointed at the way we've gone forward. But it has to be said that we have to just sort of keep ourselves in the game defensively, which we've done well so far. Almost 65% of possession. We've managed the game quite well. 5 shots, none on target. That's the big issue, though. It's clear we've worked on Everett's advice of not going behind too early and not giving up sloppy, sort of conceding the first goal. That hasn't been the problem so far. It's just that attacking output just hasn't quite been there as of yet. Let me know what you all think of the game so far, whether you are watching it on iFollow or whether you're watching it elsewhere. Do let me know, and we will have a look at what the fans think. Just trying to find out the reaction on Twitter so far. Looks like the Cambridge players have made their way back out onto the pitch. Tom Barron on Twitter says, "What a weird half, really poor decision making. I'd get Kachunga off." I mean, it has been a strange half. There's some elements of poor decision making. I didn't think we were all that bad. Danny Alker says, Dempsey's been brilliant in midfield and Catcher's doing a good job of getting under their skin. Obviously, me that the team is lacking some confidence and need more support than they're getting at the minute, which I think is bang on. I don't think that half was too bad. I think we just didn't create good enough chances up front, but we're still in the game, and that's the key thing for me. Cambridge aren't an easy team to come and play against. On their own patch, they're a decent enough side, and it was very important, that we got that first half out of the way without going behind. Would have been nice to go ahead, but I'm sure that our hard work, our pressing, and our intensity in the first half will pay dividends in this second half, which is about to get underway. Matthew Ridley on Twitter said, "Enjoyed the first half, action-packed, ref loves his cards," which I think we have seen lots of. And the second half is underway. Long ball punted forward by Cambridge, which will go out for a throw-in. Arguments for a foul there on Bradley, but the referee waves that away. Lots of controversy on Twitter. Some people saying that the half wasn't that bad. Other people saying quite the opposite, saying that we just weren't good enough and that it was boring. Some even saying spineless, which I don't think I'd push the boat to say we were quite that bad. Fair enough, we haven't been great. I don't think spineless or pathetic or any of those synonyms is quite the right word for it. If you are watching, do let me know what you've made of the game so far. If you're watching along, let me know what you'd change in this second half. Cambridge in our box. It's fallen, and I tell you what, that is one hell of a save by James Trafford. Cambridge there opened the half quite brightly, and it appears a foul. It looks to be a foul on Santos. I think it would be a soft one, and it's fallen to their number 26 inside our box, and he's hit it goalwards, and James Trafford has pulled off a very, very good save from very close distance, from very short range. He had no right getting to that. And the Cambridge corner will go out for another Cambridge corner. Have to be careful to not go behind so early in the second half. That would be very disappointing following a pretty tight defensive display. A shot from the edge of the box is rebounded away. Just coming under some pressure here now, Bolton, as Trafford picks the ball up and fires it over to Bradley. With some speed, Morley picks it up in midfield. He's giving the ball away a little too easily. Tried to find Bradley but couldn't. And Cambridge will come forward again with the ball now. Jones does well to beat his man to the ball. And will send it out of touch. No, it's not out of touch. Bradley actually picks it up and looking to start a counter-attack. He plays it to Kachunga, who's running in behind, just on the edge of the box. Plays the ball back to Bradley, who shoots. It's a poor finish, but Charles picks it up, and it's... You have to do better with those chances. It's as simple as that. Really, that's a poor shot from Bradley to begin with. And Charles, the ball is bouncing, but you really... He's in space. There's nobody really that close to him. And he has the ball to himself. And you would really argue that he has to be doing slightly better with that there. Both teams with chances early on in this game. Charles really should have at least troubled the keeper there. It has to be said. As Cambridge come forward again, ball's picked up by Morley. But only as far as it's out of touch now for a throw-in. Colin Yates on Twitter has just said that Dion should have scored. And I think it's hard to make a case against that. It was a very good chance that's fallen to Dion Charles. It wasn't far out either. That's one of those chances that at this stage of the game, just inside the second half, at 0-0, you really need your striker to be converted, or at least troubling the goalkeeper. Dave BWFC85 says, we're not winning today, are we? We're not even scoring. Feels a little bit harsh. BWFC454 says we have James Trafford. He certainly kept us in a few games. He was been a very good player for us, as I think a Cambridge fan has been hit in the face by a ball. Unless the camera operator fancied zooming in on a random Cambridge fan. Who knows? Bakayoko picks the ball up, heads it down to Kachunga, who lays it off to Morley. Finds Johnston. Gives it to Dempsey, who spreads it over to Jones. Finds Bradley. Back to Jones. Good touch into Bakayoko. Dempsey on the edge of the box. Could have just turned there. Bradley with a ranged effort that falls into the path of Cambridge. It's a good challenge by Bradley, actually, to win the ball back. Johnston with another challenge. Picks the ball over to Iredale. Finds himself in some space. And it's a poor ball again. Bradley picks it up on the edge of the box. Finds Bakayoko. Looks to be a push in the back, but the referee says no. Morley finds Johnston just inside Cambridge's half. with another wayward ball into the box. And I said it in the first half, it's that final ball. It's the ball that transitions from somewhere in the opposition half into the box to create an opportunity which just simply hasn't been good enough. Santos goes marauding forward, pressing down this near side. The ball's out for a throw-in. Yeah, it just seems to be the case that final ball into the box just hasn't been good enough. It's a common routine in a lot of games that we're creating chances, but ultimately those chances aren't good enough. And when they are good enough, our strikers aren't finding the back of the net, or anyone isn't finding the back of the net for that matter. And that was the case certainly against Cheltenham. Bolton find the ball in their own half. Iredale with a long ball that's picked up. Fouls given against Charles. Looked another soft one, but I think the defender knew what he was doing, felt the contact, and has earned a foul from it, which it's one of those you don't like it done against you, but it's nice when your centre halves can do the same. So not too many complaints to be had there. Cambridge will have a free kick just outside of their box. Cambridge just put a dangerous-looking low ball into the box, which Santos turned behind, which has gone behind for a corner in Cambridge's favour. Seem to have a lot of set pieces so far this game. Haven't really made much of any of them so far, though. What can they do with this one? It's a good ball, and it's another good save by James Trafford. Catches the ball over at his post. He's done very well. And just rolls the ball out nice and calmly into George Johnston. Played across Santos. Cambridge, so far this half, you would say the better team. Those shots on target evidently putting this Bolton team under some pressure. Something that we just haven't been able to replicate. It was a good effort. You'd say if that's a little bit higher, perhaps that goes actually over James Trafford and it's 1-0 Cambridge. Just couldn't quite direct it into that top corner, and Trafford does well to hold on to it. Cambridge win a throw-in deep inside their own half. That's sent down the line. It's flicked on. Santos comes away with it. It's back to Trafford. Bolton just need to sort of up the tempo here a little bit without playing too desperately. Cambridge's keeper came flying off his line there and claims the ball that Santos sent forward, aiming for Bradley. But yeah, it just seems like Bolton need to just up the tempo a little bit here. They're being caught out in transition a little too often. Just need to up the tempo, but still remain calm and composed on the ball and not rush things. Johnston goes up for the header, but clatters his man to the ground. That's a Cambridge free kick on the edge of the box. Could be a booking here. Goal kick was hurled forward. Santos missed the header. It looked like he had his shirt pulled, and Johnston goes up for it and ultimately sends his man to the ground. What will the referee do here? Not sure if the yellow card has been produced. Hopefully not. Sadly, he makes his way out onto the touchline to warm up, along with Afolayan. Cambridge have a free kick just on the edge of the box. There's another player out warming up with the Bolton Wanderers. I'm not quite sure who it is. Looks like possibly Owen Beck. Hard to tell from so far away. Cambridge is 14 to take this. Unsure of his name. Dempsey lies behind the wall. And it's sent way over the bar by Cambridge. No trouble to Bolton. Could be happy taking those sorts of efforts all afternoon. Trafford collects the ball for a goal kick. Hopefully some excitement to come. Referee just having a word with Jack Iredale by the looks of it. Not quite sure what for. Dempsey beats his man and sends it out to Iredale, who sends a ball to Kachunga. Can't quite get there, but presses his man and wins the ball back. Dempsey does well to keep it in. It's into the path of a Cambridge player, though. Fired down. Morley wins the header. Cambridge come away with the ball, though. It's a free kick awarded against Morley as he just puts a little bit too much on his man. And Cambridge will come away with a free kick just inside their own half. A couple of yards inside. Looks like it'll be a long ball fired towards the Bolton box, which we've seen quite a few of so far this game. None of which have caused us too many problems. The header is won by Cambridge, though, as they appeal for a foul from Santos, which is waved away by the referee. Good refereeing, has to be said. Cambridge throwing inside Bolton's half. Bolton just unable to put their stamp on this game, it seems. Just really struggling to take any sort of control. Lots of loose balls, lots of balls fired out into touch for throw-ins and corners. And it's another Cambridge corner now. Bolton certainly haven't had things their own way so far this game. In either half, really. Cambridge just knocking on the door. And they've got a corner now to provide a chance of converting. It's sent away by Santos. Kachunga wins a foul on the edge of the Bolton box. Santos just having words with the referee, feels like he was fouled in the build-up to that corner. There have been numerous occasions where Santos has been visibly frustrated with the Cambridge players. Feels like a bit of shirt pulling perhaps going on. Jones tries to find Bakayoko, but it's another poor ball. And possession's turned over. Santos heads. Jones with a poor clearance, and Bradley with an even poorer header. Cambridge pick up the ball. Dispossessed by Iredale, who fires a long ball out of touch once again. And it's a similar story. That long ball, that final ball, just completely wayward with no real conviction or incisiveness. As Cambridge come away with the ball once more, headed away by Jones. Jones plays it back to Trafford, who will send the ball long, and it's out of touch for a Bolton throw-in. Cambridge have a man on the ground requiring treatment, it looks like. Hopefully take some rhythm out of Cambridge's game as they look to be piling on the pressure so far. 60 minutes played. Cambridge 0, Bolton 0. How long it'll stay for that, nobody can be sure. Both teams use this time to regroup. Everett looks to be dishing out instructions to his players. Quite possibly a substitution to be made soon. Feels like, just watching the game, it feels like the right sort of time for it. The game sort of fell out of Bolton's hands and Cambridge seemed to be taking the game into their stride. So now might be a good time to just freshen things up, change things around and unsettle things, perhaps. Obviously, Everett will be the one to make that call. Doesn't look like anyone will be coming on just yet. But perhaps a substitution may not be far away. Cambridge trying to regroup, taking their time to do so. As Jones wins a throw-in. Takes the throw-in, is playing into Santos. Finds Dempsey. Back across to Morley, who finds Jones. Morley again. Over the top ball into Kachunga, who passes it out to Bradley, who can't quite get there. Jones will pick it up though. Kachunga can't quite find the ball into the box that he was looking for. And Cambridge will look to counter-attack. To no avail though, as Trafford sweeps that one up. Plays a soft pass into Morley, who will look to send Bolton on their way again. How we will do that is by aiming a ball towards Charles. A high ball that he can't quite get to. Bradley shields on his man and wins. Bolton a throw-in inside the Cambridge half that Jones will take into Morley. Ball into the box. It's Iredale. He goes to meet it but can't quite get there. Bakayoko heads to Kachunga. Kachunga lays it off to Bradley. Puts a ball into the box. It's a good ball. It's made the keeper think twice and he palms it out for a Bolton corner. Just had the keeper second guessing, it looked like there. Bakayoko headed it into Kachunga. He took a bit of a heavy touch but did well to find Lee. Fired a ball who looked like it was aiming for Charles. He's just scuffed it a bit and it's headed goalwards and it's been palmed away for a goal kick. For a corner kick, sorry. Which will be taken by Iredale. It's a deep ball. It's Bakker who gets underneath it. But it goes out for a goal kick. Nothing for the keeper to worry about there. Unfortunately. It was a decent looking ball. Looked like Bakayoko did actually head it off the Cambridge centre half, but the referee couldn't quite see it and it's gone out for a goal kick. Bolton win themselves a throw-in deep inside their own half, which will be taken by Iredale. It's a long throw-in. Doesn't find a Bolton shirt though. Then picks up a loose ball and he's absolutely hacked to the floor. And that'll be a Bolton free kick. And looks like it should be a booking. Yeah, it is. It's a booking for the Cambridge man. Digby receives a yellow card. No complaints there whatsoever. Another one that might be called a professional foul. Bolton looked dangerous. Dempsey picked up the loose ball, did very well to bring it under control, and he looked to run forwards, and Digby's just brought him down. That'll be a yellow card and a free kick to Bolton. Iredale and Morley standing over it. Iredale takes. Finds Kachunga. Finds Santos on the edge of the box. Dempsey fires it goalwards, and it's a shot on target. Not one that was ever really going to look like troubling the keeper, but a shot on target all the same. Many would argue that isn't what we should be celebrating against Cambridge away from home, but that's where we are right now. 67 minutes played. Dempsey wins a header following a goal kick. Bradley wins a header into the feet of Dempsey. Can't quite work his way through the Cambridge press. Bradley passes it into Morley, who fires a long ball into the direction of Charles, who might be offside. Yep, he was indeed. Didn't quite make much of the chance anyway, whether he knew he was offside or not. He couldn't quite get the ball out of his feet quick enough, and that'll be a Cambridge free kick as the flag goes up and Real Miles side. It'll be taken by their goalkeeper. It's a long ball aimed towards that far side. A header is won, only as far as Bradley, who fires it out of touch and out of the stadium, perhaps. No, fires it out of touch for a Cambridge throw-in. No prizes for whoever guesses what sort of throw-in to expect here. As the towel once more comes into action. Let's dry off the ball for another Cambridge long throw. Haven't really troubled us much with these long throws, as much as they'd possibly like to. Jones gets up well, heads the ball away. It's back into the box though. Kachunga clears only as far as another Cambridge player. It's brought down on the edge of the box by Cambridge. It's a good pass. It's a attempted ball into the box that's headed away again. Morley, loose ball. Trafford will come out for that and will claim it. Rolls the ball out to Johnston. Spreads it out to Iredale, who passes it inside to Morley. Bolton look to get on the front foot a bit more here. Bakayoko drops deep to win the ball. Santos with a good ball into Kachunga, who tried playing a tidy pass into Bakayoko, but I don't think he was honestly expecting it. And it's now Cambridge who look to attack. It's well played by Cambridge's number 7. Bradley gives away the foul. Oh no, it's Jones who gives away the foul and will be booked for it. Referee hasn't had any problems finding his cards this game. Certainly knows where he keeps them. I think he originally blew advantage for the foul. Original foul from Jones, which looks soft, and then the second one looks soft as well, but I think given that it was both of those, he was bound for a booking. Cambridge free kick fine into the Bolton box. It's picked up on the edge. What can Cambridge do here? It's a ball out. It's a loose ball. Cambridge pick it up and it's fired over the bar. Still 0-0. Cambridge certainly knocking on the door. I think we should expect a substitution here soon. Cambridge with a good ball across the box. It's just set itself for number 14, who can't find the target. Poor finish all in all. Trafford out to Santos. Plays the ball through the midfield to Morley, who finds Bradley. Tried flicking it to Kachunga but couldn't. will go out for a Bolton throw-in now. 71 minutes played. Jones with a throw-in inside the Cambridge half. Substitution to be made. Afolayan will come on. And it will be Kachunga who makes way. Hopefully provide us with some improved attacking contributions. More of attacking threat, you have to say, Afolayan. Dangerous player, that's for sure. Kachunga makes his way onto the bench. And Afolayan comes on. Jones will now take the throw-in. It's into the middle to Dempsey. Simple ball to Johnston, who finds Morley. Heavy pass into Bakayoko. Does well to make under control and finds Dempsey on the edge of the box. He looked to send an effort goalwards and it's deflected behind for another corner, this time in favour of Bolton Wanderers. Good play from Dempsey, just looking to create something and perhaps get a shot off, which he does so. Unfortunately, it's deflected behind for a corner, but positive signs from Bolton here. Dempsey did well on the edge of the box to just send his man the wrong way. Does well, the Cambridge defender, to get a foot on it and send it behind for a corner. Very stretched. Iredale will take the corner. Can we convert from a set piece this time? Another good ball, and it's Jones who wins it. And you would say he has to do better. It looked like a free header, and he's managed to send it wide. Jones, he made a very good run, actually. It looked like a set piece that had come off the training ground. He started on the penalty spot and has just sprinted behind his man, and he's come away with a free header, but just couldn't find the target. Story we've heard all too many times before. Good signs from Bolton, though. Not out of it just yet. Big chance, it has to be said. And Gethin Jones just heads wide from close range as well. Good delivery from Iredale. Better than I think we've seen in other games. Morley picks the ball up now. Looks to send the ball long to Charles. Isn't going to get there, but puts his man under enough pressure to send it out for a goal kick. A corner. Bolton throw-in. That's what we really should have said. Throw-ins back to Johnston, who finds Dempsey into Santos. Some visible frustration around on Twitter, which I don't think we've been too bad so far this game. You know, albeit we haven't been great going forward. You know, we haven't been too poor defensively. We've kept ourselves in the game. Dempsey's been sent off. And I'm really struggling to see what for. It's a second yellow card. He's put his body in the way of the Cambridge player, but that really did look soft. And Dempsey has an early exit. And it's a Cambridge free kick. And all of a sudden, this game's been turned on its head. And Bolton are down to 10 men. It's a poor ball from Cambridge. Morley heads away. Cambridge bring the ball under control eventually. Just on this near side. Bradley slips. Cambridge remain in possession. Bradley wins a foul on the edge of the Bolton box. Four players received bookings and only one substitution was made, which seems to be a poor decision and ultimately could end up costing us. It's strange to say the least. There will now be another sub as Connor Bradley seemingly makes way for Owen Beck, and Dion Charles will make way for George Thomason. Perhaps a change of system here. It's not actually Bradley who'll make way. It's Jack Iredale who'll make way for Owen Beck. Like for like change. Disappointing to have received a red card there. Looks soft. Has to be said, 4 yellow cards and only one substitution at the given opportunity. Seems a bit a bit of a risk that might not have paid off. Might actually end up costing us. Cambridge looked to attack, but the ball was out of play. Bolton will win a throw-in just inside Cambridge's half. "78 minutes played. Wanderers down to 10 men. Still 0-0. What can we do here? Long ball, trying to find Bradley, but doesn't. Cambridge clears. Santos putting his man under pressure. Enough to have him lose possession of the ball, and Beck picks it up and finds Johnston, who now finds Trafford. Long ball headed for Bakayoko. Doesn't quite get there. Afolayan will chase. Bradley called for offside. All of a sudden, Collins 4-0 aspirations, and Alex's 3-1 aspirations, and even my 2-0 don't look so likely anymore. As Cambridge make 2 substitutions, I think, now. I missed that. I'm not sure if it was 1 or 2. Just approaching 18 minutes. Bolton win a throw-in inside their own half, following a long ball from Cambridge that was put out of touch. Game seems to have gone very flat following that red card for Kyle Dempsey. A second yellow, which does mean he will miss next weekend's game. Afolayan hits the ball off his man. Gethin Jones will pick up the throw-in just on the halfway line. Finds Thomason. A few loose balls later, and it's another Bolton throw-in. Neither side really bringing the ball under much control. All feels rather sloppy. As George Thomason picks up the ball, but the game is stopped for a supposed head injury after a clash between Bakayoko and Cambridge's number 6. Nothing too serious by the looks of things, and the game will resume with a drop ball. Morley to take. Immediately put under pressure by Cambridge. Finds Afolayan. Does well to bring the ball under control. Tries to find his way around the man but can't. And the ball is fired out of play. It does come off Afolayan. And it's a Cambridge throw-in. The ball is brought down by Bradley. Dispossessed, and Cambridge looking to counter-attack. Fouls given against Santos, who'll be yellow carded for holding his man. The Bolton dugout not too happy with that decision, to say the least. And it's another card issued against Bolton. Perhaps a lack of discipline so far this game, or a very card-keen referee. Afolayan just having words with the referee. Obviously not too sure what about. Cambridge will have the free kick. It's a ball that's put into the box. Couldn't quite direct it goalwards though. Bakayoko goes to press his. The ball is played out of touch. The Cambridge players are appealing it came off Bakayoko. I don't think it did, and Bakayoko certainly disagreed with the decision. But it is a Cambridge throw-in. A long throw-in. Oh no, they have opted for the short one this time. Looking to put the ball into the box. Headed away by Johnston. Ball sent back into the Bolton box though. Afolayan resuming defensive duties to try and clear, and Bakayoko will chase the loose ball, putting the keeper under pressure, who sends a ball, and Rico Santos gets up well and commands some presence in the air. Owing back to Johnston. Fires a long ball forward to no avail, but it's sent out of touch for a Bolton throw-in just inside their own half. Taken by Beck, finds Morley. Just looks to turn and finds Santos. Fires a long ball towards Bradley, who can't quite get up in the air, but the loose ball's picked up by George Thomason. He finds Bradley. Afolayan, who finds Thomason again. And you really would say that on that far side, Bradley's just been brought down. And no foul has been given, although it looked quite a clear one. Jones wins a throw-in. Plays it back to Santos. Finds Bradley. Can't quite keep it in. It's another lofted ball that goes wayward and can't quite find its man. Bradley wins the header after the throw-in. Afolayan tries to bring down the ball. He does well. Cambridge appealing for a foul, but none has been given. It's Thomason on the edge of the box. Fires it forwards, but it's deflected. Comes back to Morley. Strikes, and he's just put it wide. It's another chance that's fallen for Bolton. Just couldn't quite make of it. The original effort from Afolayan was deflected, fell back out to Morley, who fizzed it goalwards but couldn't quite find that far post. And it remains 0-0 now after 86 minutes. Bolton still on 10 men, but doesn't really seem to be affecting them too much. They seem to be remaining calm and composed. I think they've just taken off Charles and left the one up front. In Bakayoko, who is beaten in the air. A little too easily, it must be said. It's a Cambridge ball into the box. Bradley heads behind him. The ball's still in play. Cambridge pick it up. Another ball into the box. Headed away. Only as far as Cambridge, though. Send another ball into the box, and it's Trafford who will claim that. Just takes it to the floor. Looking to take some sting out of Cambridge's newfound rhythm towards the closing stage of this match. They know they're in with a chance. They know they've got Bolton sort of possibly on the back foot, down to 10 men. They're looking to exploit that and come away with 3 points here at home. Trafford's goal kick finds its way all the way through to Cambridge's goalkeeper. A long ball out from Cambridge's back line. Eventually finds its way to Thomason, who hits it over his head. Bakayoko will try to chase down and put some pressure onto this Cambridge back line. Does so well. Morley couldn't quite bring the loose pass down. Bradley being pushed about on that far side. Really struggling against this Cambridge team, who seem very physical. Knowing Beck picks it up on this near side, just runs inside, is dispossessed and gives away a foul, preventing Cambridge from counter-attacking, and he too will be booked. There must be 5 or 6 bookings now racked up for Bolton. The referee certainly not shy of dishing out a yellow card, albeit for some challenges that felt rather soft. But conceded a free kick. Who'll be booked? I think somebody on the touchline. Oh, and it will be Ian Everett who'll be booked. Shaking his head. He seems really quite angry. I think he was appealing that it wasn't actually him who deserved the booking. Cambridge will now their free kick. 89 minutes played. We're approaching that 90-minute mark. Thomason trying to find Bakayoko but couldn't. Beck looking to press his man. It's a long ball sent forward from Cambridge. Johnston wins the header. The loose ball's picked up by Afolayan, who lays it off to Morley, who threads through Bakayoko, who can't quite get it out of his feet quick enough. And he's been brought down, but really, we'd want Bakayoko to be away there. He's been brought down, and it's a free kick inside Cambridge's half. No booking's been given, which I do find really interesting. There's been a whole heap of cards handed out for Bolton Wanderers. Cambridge with no worse or better than a foul I've seen some of the Bolton players give away, and he's walked away without punishment. Not so much as they're telling off. Morley will look to take the free kick. It's quite central, so it's in a difficult position. Might be the case that it's looked to be headed back across goal. Looks to be the case. Johnston can't quite find his white shirt in the middle of the park, and it's sent out of touch for a Bolton throw-in, which Bradley will take into the first minute of extra time. I'm not sure how many were added on. Gethin Jones just told to take a few yards back for the throw-in. Finds Morley. Afolayan. Bradley gives the ball away though. Johnston, long ball, only as far as a Cambridge player. Owen Beck picks up on this near side, fires the ball. Finds Bakayoko, but touch lets him down. How many times have we said that? And Cambridge looked to counter, but stopped in his tracks by Gethin Jones. Morley now finds Bakayoko, who is offside. Been a poor game from the striker, despite putting himself about and being quite physical. His first touch really has just let him down so far. I say so far, there really isn't much time left, but his first touch has just been poor this game, and it's cost us on a few occasions. It slowed us down a little bit. 2 minutes 30 played so far of added time. Cambridge, that's another foul given away by Bolton in a silly position. It looks like it'll actually be a Bolton free kick. Not sure how many minutes have been added, Alex. Not quite sure. The Cambridge players are not happy with the linesman. The referee just telling them where to go. It's a Bolton free kick. Inside their own half. Not sure how many minutes have been added on. I'm struggling to find out. Trafford will take the free kick. 3 minutes 30 of into injury time. This chance could very well be Bolton's last. Can we see a last-minute winner again? Trafford will send the ball long. Bakayoko can't get underneath it, and that's out for a Cambridge free kick. Cambridge goal kick, rather. Looks like this will bring the game to a close. I'm not sure how many minutes of added time were added on. None of the fans seem to be leaving though. Oh, there is 5 minutes of added time, so 1 minute still to play. As Cambridge win themselves a throw-in deep inside Bolton's half, and it'll be a long throw-in with only 30 seconds left to play in added time, or a minimum of 30 seconds. Can Cambridge send the Bolton fans home? Very miserable indeed. It's a long throw-in, headed away, only as far as a Cambridge shirt. It's a ball into the box. It's headed away again. Cambridge back into the box. Gee whiz, that was close. And it's James Trafford again who keeps us in the game. Cambridge somehow not in front. And I believe that is full time. It is. Full time, Bolton 0, Cambridge 0. James Trafford with the last kick of the game has kept us in it. That's twice this game alone that Trafford has come up with something special to keep us in the game. And it has to be said, at the other end, there was no sign of anything special anytime soon. Bolton Wanderers 0, Cambridge 0. And all in all, it's a disappointing trip on the road. And the away fans will be frustrated with that performance. 10 men Bolton Wanderers limp over the final whistle. And it's a draw on the road. It's a disappointing draw against a team that have only kept 2 clean sheets all season. And we just haven't been able to find the back of the net once more. Bolton 0, Cambridge 0. That's all from me. We'll be back tomorrow at 1 p.m. Make sure to tune in and you can see us have our post-match deep dive with Chris Dawson and Angela Abbott, who will be here from 1 p.m. tomorrow along with me, talking about today's result, the game, how it played out, and looking ahead to next week. That's all for now. Take care, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.